Introduction to ASP.NET Programming, Session 5. Welcome to the fifth session of ASP.NET. In the last session, we mainly discussed about drop-down list control, drop-down list, and its items property. Items property is a collection property. It contains a collection of list items, and some of its methods, items.add, items.remove, items.clear, and the property items.property we have done in the last session. Today we shall do a new program. We shall add a new web form. For that project, add new item, add web form, add a web form. Click on the add button. In last session I already told there are a set of list controls. One is drop down list, another is list box, checkbox list, radio button list, etc. Today I am going to use a list box. List box. Multiple items can be added into a list box. I have placed the list box. I am going to place one more list box. In between I am adding four normal buttons, standard buttons. Below a text box is used to add. On below text box again four standard buttons. Here also below the second list box a text box is added, and below the second text box there also four buttons are placed. This is list box 1, list box 2, text box 1, text box 2. Here I am changing the text property. And second button, third button, fourth button. And below the text box I am using add, remove, clear, and count. also below the second text box we have four buttons. The first one, add. Second is for remove. Third, clear. And the fourth one is count. I shall explain what these buttons and controls are intended. Suppose I want to add a new item into this list box 1. Enter the item in text box 1, click on add button, the item will be added to the list box 1. If an item is selected in the list box, click on the remove button, the item will be removed from the list box. The clear button is used to clear the list box as well as text box. Count button. This count button displays the total number of elements in the list box 1, where it is to be displayed in text box 1. Likewise, there are 4 different buttons under list box 2 to function list box 2 as well as text box 2. In between list box 1 and list box 2, there are 4 buttons. The first one contains 2 less than symbols. Second one less than. Third one greater than. And right one, 2 greater than symbols. Suppose we click the first button. The complete elements in the list box 2 is transferred to list box 1. The second button. The selected item in the list box 2 is moved to the list box 1. Third button. The selected item in the list box 1 is transferred to the list box 2. And the fourth button. The complete items in the list box 1 is transferred to the list box 2. These are the functions of the button controls. And here in this program, by doing this program, I am illustrating how loops can be executed in ASP.NET. How loops can be introduced. We know add, remove, clear, count properties and methods in items property. We shall do it first. Click on the add button. The add code will be, the code behind the area is displayed. List box 1 dot items dot add. What we are adding? Text box 1. Text box 1 dot text. The list box 1 is added with the text box 1 content. After adding the item, the text box should be cleared. To clear the text box 1 dot text is equal to blank text, null string, empty string. I am taking these two lines. The same code is added to the list box 2 also. List box 2 dot items dot add. What is added there? Text box 2 dot text. Text box 2 dot text. Then text box 2 is clear. Click on the clear button. List box 1 dot items dot clear. Text box 1 dot text is equal to empty string. Same should be happen to list box 2 and text box 2. Click on the clear button. The list box 2 should be cleared. List box 2 and the text box 2 should be cleared. text box. And upon the count property, the text box 1 should be displayed with list box 1's count. List box 1 dot items dot count. Since it is a numeric property, we should convert it into string. Text box 1 dot text is equal to the number of items in the list box 1, that is list box 1 dot count. Similarly, list box 2's item should be displayed in the text box 2. Be displayed in the text box. There is one more element, one more button, remove button. List box 1 dot items dot remove. Which item should be removed? The item that is selected in the list box 1. List box 1 dot selected item. The item that is selected. List box 1 dot selected item. The selected item is removed from the list box 1. Similarly, list box 2 also should be removed by clicking the remove button. List box 2 dot item dot remove. Which item? List box 2 dot selected item. We shall execute and check whether these operations are working or not. We shall execute. On execution, our browser will be displayed webform by 5.astx. Since internet is connected, the connection is not private, message is displayed. We shall continue to localhost. Our web form is loaded here. Suppose I have added a value blue. Click on the add button. It is added to the list box 1. Green. Yellow. The total number of items is count 3. Suppose 3 is added to the list. I have selected this and remove. It is removed. All these functions are working. We shall check this also. 20, add, 25, add, 30, add, 35, add, count. Now 4 items are in the list box. I am added 4 to the list. Select 4 and remove. It is removed. We clear this, the list will be cleared. Here also clear button, it will be clear. Now the bottom 8 buttons are working. Only the 4 buttons in middle is pending. Upon this button, button 3, the selected item from list box 1 is transferred to list box 2. List box 2 is added. List box 2 dot items dot add. Which item is added? The selected item in the list box 1. List box 1 dot selected item. And the selected item should be removed from list box 1. List box 1 dot items dot remove. Which item should be removed? The item that is moved to the list box, that is selected item. List box 1 dot selected item. Similarly, there is one button. The item selected in the list box 2 is added to list box 1. List box 1 dot items dot add. Which item? The item selected in the list box 2. Then it is removed by list box 2 dot items dot remove list box 2 dot selected item. And there are two more buttons. Upon clicking the first button, the complete elements in the list box 2 should be added to the list box 1. There we use the for loop. For int I is equal to 0, I less than list box 2 dot items dot count, the total number of items in the list box, I plus plus. For I is equal to 0, we have to move the 0 complete elements from the list box 2 to list box 1. So this 0th element to the n minus 1th element. N is items dot count, the total number of elements. So this 0 to n minus 1 should be moved to the list box 1. List box 1 dot items dot add. Which item? The ith item should be added. List box 2 dot items of I. The ith item should be added. The complete elements will be added like this. After adding the complete elements, the list box 2 must be cleared. Since it complete transferred to list box 2 dot items dot clear. Items dot clear. Similarly, we can code the next button. The complete elements of list box 1 should be added to list box 2. List box 1 should be added to list box 2. List box 1 dot items of I. After that, list box 1 should be clear. We shall execute. Now we coded all buttons. All the 12 buttons are coded. Upon execution, the page is displayed. Check the count, now it is 0. We have added it to the count, now it is 1. Added, count, now 2. It is added, count, now it is 3. It is added, count, now it is 4. It is also added, count, now it is 5. We have selected 0 and remove. 0 has gone. Count, now count is 5. See, again there are 2 5s. Remove 1. Now the list box contains the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Selecting a value 3. Click on this button. The 3 has moved to here. Click on this button. The complete element moved here. Select 1, 3. Click to here. Click on this button. The complete elements move to the right. So here in this program, all the buttons are get coded and the program is complete now. What we have done in this program? In this program, we demonstrated how for loops can be executed. Moreover, list box control is used to add and remove items here. Another type of list control is list box. The last class we saw a list control known as drop down list. There I have specified the difference between list box and drop-down list. The major difference is in their size. We can display multiple elements at a time in list box, whereas only one element can be displayed in drop-down list. So these are the major operations done here in this program. This demonstrates basically the for loops, the loops that can be occurred in ASP.NET program. So far we have discussed about how ASP.NET can be coded with for loops, how for loops can be used in ASP.NET. Okay, thank you.